All right, before we talk about opening Adam's files from high school, which we will get to, I want to talk about a topic very important to, so many, especially the parents out there. We're talking about, sports injuries. The White House is just taking a lot of time to look at sort of the latest and some scary stuff, which probably you see all the time in your practice.
Yeah.
What you do.
Absolutely, yeah. I see a lot of sports injuries either referred through the ER or coming directly into the office from other physicians or even directly.
Yeah, because when we talk about health care, you hear that a lot of young people say, I'm invincible. And for the most part, they are healthier than the rest of the country. But when it comes to sports injuries, that's not the case.
Right. Yeah, young people are typically more active than on average. And so they really push their limits. And so I see a lot of people anywhere in their teens to, certainly much older than that. But yeah, they're very active and therefore more prone to get injured.
I feel like we're hearing more about the severity of it, and I'm wondering, are we just hearing more about it, or are kids, just the stakes are so high these days, are kids being, working harder and being pushed harder at a younger age, and therefore we're seeing more severe injuries at a younger age?
Right, so I think it's both. I definitely think that there's a elevated competitive nature now, and people starting their training earlier and earlier, hearing about people that are 11 going down to Texas to train for the Olympics, and things of this nature. But there's also, I think, a heightened awareness on many different fronts from, types of injuries. We're getting better at diagnosing them, and also, head injuries. So that's obviously been in the news quite a bit.
And it's not cheap when you get this kind of injury and you don't have health insurance. You're going to be paying a lot, which should be an incentive, I suppose, to young people to go out and get insured.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, ER visits in particular are expensive. Insurance covers a lot of that, and when you're uninsured, it can put quite an onus on the bank account.
Yeah.
Is there one type of injury you're seeing the most? Knees, feet, head injuries, or is it kind of all of the above?
It depends on the season, but yeah, you see a lot of knee injuries. It's certainly around skiing time. You'll see some meniscus tears and ACL tears, and then as the seasons evolve, you'll see some stress fractures from runners, and it kind of changes shape. But there's a lot of knee, there's a lot of shoulder and ankle injuries, no doubt.
Well, I'm curious if there's, a parent sitting at home going, okay, either maybe I have a competitive athlete as a child, or, we're always encouraging everyone's lifestyle, but kids to start that foundation of just being out and being healthy. Do we need to take a new approach to, sort of the regimen our kids follow when they're getting ready to play sports or once they're already into it?
Sure. Well, I think warm-ups are really important within the sport, and then I think cross-training and not doing the same sport year-round is really important, and also having periods of relative rest. If you're playing baseball for 9 months a year, you're going to be overwhelming your shoulder and your elbow. So kind of balancing that out, I think, is definitely important, and being aware of when you push yourself too far, where mild aches become kind of persistent pains or swelling and difficulty with weight bearing, certain things that start becoming more red flags.
Are kids, are kids good about sharing that, though?
Not usually. They usually want to keep playing.
Right.
And I want to note that Dr. Privitera is from Rochester General Hospital. What is the sport that you see the most? Obviously, you think football, but that may not be the case. What are you looking at?
Right. Well, just based on our relationship with RIT, I see a lot more soccer players and lacrosse players with different types of injuries, hockey players. But then outside of that arena, I think it's a wide array. I see a lot of runners, and then just people playing pickup sports, primarily basketball and even ultimate frisbee.
Well, I hope that we continue to see each other in this setting and perhaps out in the community, not in the ER, because I am a runner and that's the last thing I want to have happen. So.
Yes, welcome home, by the way.
Thank you.
Love to get some training, and now you're back serving our community. Nice to see you.
Glad to be here.
All right, Dave Privitera, everybody. How awesome is this? This is crazy.
All right, so about Adam.